I'm slightly behind with The Wonderful Autumn of Mickey Mouse. For whatever reason, this just completely slipped by me, and we're now approaching winter. But better late than never, I decided to finally watch it, and I enjoyed it. It's actually, in my opinion, one of the weakest of the wonderful whatever of Mickey Mouse. That doesn't mean it's bad, but just compared to the others, I felt like it was lacking something. I'm not quite sure what that something is, but if you feel the same, then put your finger on it. Please feel free to let me know. This one is all about a pumpkin farm, and Mickey Mouse has inherited this from his relative Culpepper J. Mouse, and the gang decide to go along to see what this is all about. And when they get there, the village is in full festival swing, and everywhere you look there's autumnal goodness. The colours are beautiful, burnt oranges and browns and crisp colours, and visually very gorgeous. But the townsfolk are not very welcoming, because it turns out that Mickey's ancestors were quite problematic, and they decide that they need to turn this around. And the only way to do this is to create their own homemade maple syrup and win people over that way. But there are problems, because the farm is not quite ready for this, and they need to do a little bit of work to get things prepared. And that's what follows. And it's interesting enough. As I said, I didn't think the narrative was that interesting, but I also didn't think there was enough Disney cameos or quirky things in it. Minnie Mouse did have a brilliant facial expression when her nose deflated on her face, which I loved. But compared to usual, there wasn't that many quirky bits of animation or cute little phrases. I just felt like it didn't have the magic that most of the wonderful spring, summer, winter of Mickey Mouse films usually have. That's not to say that I didn't like it. I did, and I loved the autumnal colours. Visually, it was very appealing. It made me hungry for maple syrup. It worked very well, but comparatively not as good. I do recommend you watch it if you're a fan of Mickey Mouse. There are obviously going to be things in there that I think are very enjoyable, but I feel like it is lacking something. I didn't mind it. Definitely not my favourite. Might watch it again eventually, but not in a rush to do so. Let me know what you think of it. I don't have too many thoughts beyond that, because I wouldn't say it was a meh film. I feel like it's a little bit better than that, but certainly not the quality I was expecting. But as a one-time watch, maybe a second-time watch at some point, The Wonderful Autumn of Mickey Mouse is not too bad.